For more information about descriptive video service, call 1-800-333-1203 or visit the DVS website at www.wgbh.org/DVS. Write to us at DVS, WGBH Educational Foundation, 125 Western Avenue, Boston, Massachusetts, 02134, or call 617-492-2777, extension 3490. Major funding provided by the United States Department of Education.
A warning. The motion picture contained in this video cassette is protected under the copyright laws of the United States and other countries. This cassette is sold for home use only, and all other rights are expressly reserved by the copyright owner. Any copying or public performance of such motion picture may subject the offender to civil liability and severe criminal penalties. Now, behind the words MCA Universal Home Video, the Earth appears in space. The planet Earth spins in a black, star-sprinkled sky. Dusty blue rings, like spotlight beams, focus on it with a golden word, Universal. An MCA Company. Now, beneath a murky cartoon lake, a prehistoric creature swims. Lizard-like with long flippered legs and a fish's back fin, it stares with bulging eyes. The creature moves swiftly against the strong current, with sharp snaps of its long, flat tail. Each time it stops to rest, it floats upward helplessly, then out of our view. Silvery bubbles float too in little trails toward the surface. In the stillness, a cloud of bubbles suddenly erupts from below, then speeds out of sight. Words appear in ripples like water. A Lucas Spielberg presentation. Another cloud of bubbles covers up the words, and new words appear. A Don Bluth film. Assistant directors, Moya Mackle and Nuala O'Toole. Scene planning, Russell Boland, Aaron O'Reilly and David Steinberg. Apprentice scene planners, Sean Dempsey and Kip Goldman. Assistant film editors, Thomas V. Moss and Fiona N. Traylor. Assistant layout, Elizabeth Byrne, Fred Riley and Thomas Daly. Special effects in-betweeners, Orla Madden, James Mansfield Jr., Jeanette Owens, John O'Neill, Connor Thunder, Garrett Wren, Peter Matheson. Rough in-between assistant supervisor, Tamara Anderson. Rough breakdown assistants, Donakata Daly, Hope Devlin, John Eddings, Edward Gribben, Tom Higgins, Noel P. Kiernan, Sandra Ryan, Greg Tiernan. Rough animation in-betweeners, Jane Anderson, Peter Anderson, Leslie Ost, Paul Bolger, David Cribben, Stephen Cullen, Fran Doyle, Robert Fox, David Groom, Martin Hanley, Roisin Hunt, and Jer O'Carroll. Character cleanup, Annette Byrne, Michael Carey, Michael Cassidy, Eileen Conway, Paul Daly, Dennis Deegan, Mary Delaney, Peter Donnelly, Sylvia Fitzpatrick, Alan Fleming, Connor Flynn, Michael Gary, Paul M. Kelly, Paul Kelly, Michael Kiley, Giorgio Mardigan, Anne McCormick, Margaret McKenna, Brian McSweeney, Anne-Marie Mockler, Julie Molina, Dimpna O'Halloran, Tara O'Reilly, Terry Pike, John A. Power, Miriam Reed, Julia Ryan, Paul Shanahan, and Hugh Tatton. Assistant Xerography Supervisor, Michael Murray. Key Xerography Processors, Robert Byrne, Gerard Gogan, and Jean Dower. Xerography Processors, Mary Boylan, Gerard Carty, Pierce Cullinane, Emmett Doyle, Patrick Duffy, Wayne Farrer, Yvonne McSweeney, Dimpna Murray, Colette O'Brien, Siobhan O'Brien, Pater O'Reilly, and Kieran White. Xerography Checkers, John Finnegan, Brendan Harris, Gillian Hunt, Stuart Johnstone, Caroline Lynch, Paul Roy, and Pauline Walsh. Markup, Sarah Jane King and Maria Farrell. Inkers, Ann Hazard, Karen Stover, and Kerry Swanson. Apprentice inkers, Madeline Downs, Karen Dwyer, Martine Finucane, Mary Gavin, Surcha Nee Cheeman, and Kenneth Slevin. Paint Lab Assistant Supervisor, Brenda McGurk. Paint Lab Mix and Match, Damian Murphy, Melanie Strickland, Andrew Malloy, Christine Flusky, Noreen Dunn, Tracy Arundel. Cell Paint Assistant Supervisor, Neve McLean. Cell Painters, Adrienne Bell, Brian Boylan, Ann Brennan, John Brennan, Maureen Buggy, Melanie Burke, Mark Byrne, Michael Carroll, Yvonne Carthy, Vincent Clark, Nicholas Connolly, Mary Connors, Lisa Corcoran, Connor Coughlin, Orla Coughlin, Brian Doyle, Gloria Dunn, Franca Elston, Tom English, Linda Fitzpatrick, Jim Fleming, Claire Gallagher, Philip Gary, Fiona Gavin, Fiona Ginnell, Patricia Gordon, Catherine Gurry, Liam Hannon, Carl Hayes, Liam Hoban, Gary Kelligan, Sheila Kelly, Siobhan Larkin, Piers Love, Maria Malone, Joseph Manifold Jr., Petula Masterson, Ann May, Colin McGrath, Geraldine McGuinness, Ian McLaughlin, Kate Meredith, Pauline Morahan, Josephine Mulroney, Mary B. Mulvihill, Moira Murphy, John Murphy, David Nolan, Philip O'Connor, Breed O'Donnell, Paul O'Rourke, John Phelan, Julie Phelan, Gerard J.D. Phillips, Eileen Ridgway, Carrie Rumgay, Colum Slevin, Karen Somerville, Jan Stokes, and Iseult Travers. Paint Checkers, Michael Casey, Gerard Coleman, Sinead Murray, Helen O'Flynn. Apprentice Special Effects Painters, Magella Burns, Jill Coughlin, Elaine Woods. Apprentice Final Checkers, Mary Boyle and Lucy Melia. Cell Service, Anne-Marie Daly, Martina McCarran, Nina Phipps, and Aoife Woodlock. Optical Technicians, Caroline Gaynor and Liam Halpin. Supervising Systems Engineer, Carl Bredendiek. Engineering, Neil Cavaney. Music and Post-Production Executive, Roy Simpson. Music performed by London Symphony Orchestra, London, England. King's College School Choir, the Choristers of St. Paul's Cathedral and Ladies' Chorus. Choral Director, Nick Curtis. Orchestrations, Greg McRitchie. Music Copyist, Vic Fraser. Music Recording, Sean Murphy. Music Editor, Jim Henriksen. Assistant Music Editor, Andrew Glenn. ADR Dialogue Engineer, Charlene Richards. ADR Recordist, Tom O'Connell. Supervising Re-Recording Mixer, Bill Rowe. Re-Recording Mixer, Ray Marin. Assistant Re-Recording Mixer, John Felsini. Supervising Sound Editor, Dan Molina. Sound Editors, Kevin Brazer and Ian Fuller. Assistant Sound Editors, Joe Gallagher and Andy Steers. Foley by TAJ Soundworks. Foley Artists, Dan O'Connell and Alicia Stevenson. Foley Mixer, Jim Ashwill. Foley Recordist, Mary Jo Lang. Color Timer, John Stanborough. Negative Cutting, Donna Bassett and Kathy Carr. Studio Operations, Fred Craig. Assistant to Mr. Sullivan, Andrew Fitzpatrick. Personnel Manager, Nora Farrell. Personnel Officer, Annabelle Conway. U.S. Personnel Officer, Ed Oliver. Amblin Controller, Bonnie Radford. Production Accountant, Rachel W. Layton. Assistants to Accountant, Susan Landers and Marie McGrath. Payroll Master, Bernadette O'Connor. Corporate Accounts, Karen Dent. Corporate Accounts Assistant, Margaret Connell. Purchasing Manager, Vincent Carrick. Purchasing Assistant, Elish Mulligan. Publicist, Sean Carberry. Publicity Assistant, Veronica Carroll. Secretary to Mr. Goldman, Cynthia L. Ankney. Production Secretary, Kira O'Donnell. Assistant to Mr. Marshall, Mary Radford. Secretary to Mr. Sullivan, Helen Mahoney. Management Secretary, Ann Costello. Personnel Secretaries, Etna Agnew and Yvonne Costello. Production Coordinator, Ken Cromar. Production DP, Fiona Keating. Production Assistants, Olivia McLean, Deborah Morgan, and Carolyn Warren. Engineering Assistant, John Henry. Transportation, Peter Morgan, Peter O'Toole, and John Vallone. Office Manager USA, Helene Blitz. Camera Stand Engineering, Mechanical Concepts Incorporated. Camera Computer, Cinetron Computer Systems Incorporated. Cell Paint Laboratory, Art Color Products. Studio Facilities, Sullivan Bluth Studios Ireland Limited, Dublin, Ireland. Optical Effects, Sullivan Bluth Studios Ireland. Optical Film Effects Limited. Dialogue recorded at B&B Sound Studios, Universal Studios, and Warner Hollywood Studios. ADR recording, Goldwyn Sound and Todd A.O. Music recorded at EMI Abbey Road Studios, London, England. Re-recording at Canon Elstree Studios, Boreham Wood, England. Special thanks to the Industrial Development Authority of Ireland. Dolby Stereo in selected theaters. Original soundtrack available on MCA Records, compact discs and cassettes. Color by Technicolor. This motion picture photoplay and soundtrack are protected pursuant to the provisions of the laws of the United States of America and other countries. Any unauthorized duplication and/or distribution of the photoplay and/or soundtrack may result in civil liability and criminal prosecution. Number 29372, Motion Picture Association of America. Copyright 1988, Universal City Studios Incorporated and U-Drive Productions Incorporated. All rights reserved. A logo, an animated leaf, falls onto a golden pond. Ripples form the words, "A Don Bluth Film." Produced by Sullivan Bluth Studios. Our view zooms back from a brilliant full moon. A logo appears in silhouette in front of it. Elliot and E.T. on a flying bicycle. Letters ripple into view. Amblin Entertainment. This motion picture has been rated G, general audiences, all ages admitted, by the Classification and Rating Administration, Motion Picture Association of America.
Well, that's all. Oh, no.
Bye. Thanks for playing.